Dave.
And Barbara.
From Hiking with Dave and Barbara. You can catch our blog on www.hikingwithdave-and-barbara. But we're not doing a hike today, we're doing a pub crawl. This is number 2 in our series of pub crawls around Manchester. This is our hometown. We've done many pub crawls over the years. And this is a pretty interesting one, but we're going to start at the pub behind, or the cafe bar should I say, which is Dimitris. It's not particularly old, but it is rather nice. They are rather friendly, and it does open early, and it's quite a handy meeting place next to Deansgate station, which is just there. Anything to add on this one, Barbara, about Dimitris behind us?
Nice friendly bar. When we go in at lunchtime, normally fairly quiet, but you can order some food if you wanted to have a bite before the crawl begins.
Yeah, it's in a great old building. It's right next to the Cervantes building, which is the Spanish Cultural Centre, but it is a lovely building. You can see behind here, it's a great place to start a crawl. So this is pub 1, we're going to be moving on from here.
Okay, bye.
We just left Dimitris and we've headed down Liverpool Road, and we've come to the Ox Snowball. Barbara will tell you a bit more about it in a second, but it is dated back to 1804. Loads of beers, loads of craft beers, etc, and food. It's quite a nice big roomy pub. Shouldn't get busy, too busy anyway. Barbara, anything to add on this particular place?
Ox Snowball, named after a type of potato that was grown in West Lancashire, and it used to come into Manchester on the canal and then be sold at the markets over the way. This is a really nice sort of historic area of Manchester with the Science and Industry Museum over the road. Well worth a visit another day or another time. Manchester, fantastic historic city, plenty of old industry, plenty of museums.
Yeah, you've got the market right over there, the old marketplace.
Just now the Air and Space Museum.
Air and Space Museum, and right behind us here we've got the old Sunday school, quite amazing, from years ago. Anyway, let's move on to pub number 3. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, we just moved up the road slightly at Liverpool Road to the White Lion. Now this dates back to 1778, which, believe it or not, is 50 years before the first train left towards Liverpool, and it left from down there. And was it Stevenson's rocket?
Not sure about that.
I'm not sure either.
The world's first passenger train.
Yep, I'm not sure whether it was or it wasn't, but it went from that station down there. Anyway, White Lion, it's a bit rough and ready, but it's got a lot of Man United memorabilia inside, including the famous Cantona print with Phil Neville and a couple of the other minor junior United players at the time. Lots of other Manchester memorabilia in there. It's quite a classic Castlefield pub. Anything to add, Barbara, on this one?
Quite a nice pub. It's got a lovely beer garden on the side.
Yeah, you can see down there.
And overlooking the sort of rebuilt remains of the old Roman fort that used to be in Manchester.
Yeah.
So good place to come on a sunny day.
Okay, we've moved on to the Deansgate, just around the corner from the White Lion. This is pub number 4. How can I quite say it's sort of a classic, I don't know, it's not Art Deco, but it's got a facade of 1920s, I believe. It's called the Deansgate, but it used to be called the Crown. And on the front you can see the old Crown. Can't see it, it's just around the corner, unfortunately, from here. But it used to be the Crown, or the old Crown, and they had a license back here 200 years or something. So there is a lot of history here. I'm not quite sure exactly what it is. Can you add anything to it, Barbara, on this point?
The history, no, but inside it's got lovely wooden wall panelling, it's a lovely wooden bar, an old Victorian fireplace. If you call in here in the winter, it's lovely to warm up by. If you're here in the summer, it's got a really nice rooftop bar, unlike many of the pubs in Manchester which don't really have that facility, so good place to come.
It is, there's a lot of wood in that pub. Anyway, we're going to move on to pub number 5. Bye-bye. Pub number 5, it's the Knot Bar. A sort of classic in its way. It's within one of the arches of the old railway lines here. Serves food, loads and loads of beers. It serves food late as well, so anybody who wants a late snack on the pub crawl, this is a great place to have it. Anything to add here, Barbara?
Payment by card only at the bar, apparently. So seating area if you come on a sunny day.
Yeah.
It's called the Not Bar. The station, Deansgate station, used to be called Not Mill Station, after the local mill. So Manchester, great place for engineering works and making trains and everything, so check it out.
It's a historic part of Manchester. This is Castlefield. Okay, we're going to move on to the next pub. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, we've come to pub number 6, which is the Atlas Bar. You can actually see the last pub, the Not Bar, across the road, so we've not come very far. This pub, very famous for its gins, over 500 gins sold here, apparently. It's also won numerous awards for spirit bar, etc, etc. Been here about 20 years, it's been refurbished at least once, but it's quite popular, and it's within one of the railway arches as before. Anything to add on this one, Barbara, before we move
Again,
on?
nice outdoor terrace out the back.
Yeah,
But nice place to be.
Alright, we're going to move on to pub number 7. Bye-bye. Bye. Okay, we have moved on to pub number 7. I love this pub. This is the City Road, should I say, and it dates back to 1898, so it's 121 years old. Looks larger from the outside than it is, the actual 2 bar areas, but loads of beers. It's just a nice place. Very busy when Man United are playing, obviously not too far from the ground. It's a bit of a Man U pub. Anything to add on this one, Barbara?
Convenient for the Bridgewater Hall, Deansgate locks with all the bars down there. We have actually friends with the landlord's brother.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, but yeah, like Dave says, busy on match days, Sky Sports show. Yeah, nice little Manchester boozer.
It is. And we're going to move on from here to pub number 8. See you in a minute. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, we've made it to possibly the most famous pub in Manchester, one of my absolute favourites. It is the Britain's Protection from 1811, apparently used as a recruiting ground for the fight against Napoleon. So we're talking about Peninsular Wars. It's amazing. It's a big whiskey drinking, beer drinking place. Clientele is mixed because next door we've got a brand new Bridgewater Hall. Anything to add on this absolute masterpiece?
It's got a nice bar when you go in. It's got about 5 further rooms, nice fireplace in the winter. In the summer, lovely beer garden out the back. Yeah, like Dave says, over 300 types of whiskey,
Yeah.
lots of real ale, and a mixture of people with the Manchester's Hallé Orchestra.
Yeah.
And yeah, people going to the Bridgewater Hall. So yeah, and is a big freeze of the Peterloo massacre,
Yeah.
which took place in St Peter's Fields in 1819.
Yeah, it's an absolute classic. Anyway, we're going to move on to our next pub. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, we're on pub number 9. This is the Gasworks, which is on the site of the old Gasworks. What was it called? Gaythorne Gasworks. Now this little area is brand new. We've gone from a pub 200 years old before to something which is relatively modern, but it has got a microbrewery inside. It's large, does food, and it's actually quite nice. So it works on this crawl. Anything to add on this one, Barbara?
This is a nice area. This is Tony Wilson Square, named after Mr Manchester. It is known now for being very big in the Manchester music scene in the 80s and 90s. Also the home cinema complex, if you're hungry by now, check out the Tiffin Rooms, top curry restaurant to go to,
Yeah.
which is 100 yards down
Just
that
over
way.
there, that's
Yeah,
right.
but nice area.
Yeah,
Different from the other places
Yeah,
that we've
it's
been.
more modern, it's a nice little area. And
Yeah.
we're going to move now on to our last stop, which is heading towards Oxford Road.
Yep.
Okay, see you in a minute, bye.
Bye.
Okay, we're on pub number 10. In fact, it's the last pub. It's very, very handy for Oxford Road Station. Quite a classic little pub. It's called the Salisbury, named after the Marquis of Salisbury. Great little boozer inside. So you've got Theakston's, plenty of other real ales and stuff. It's just a great place to end. Anything to add on this one, Barbara?
Well, it used to be, it is in an area by the station, but the area used to be known as Little Island. Probably well to survive demolition of other buildings in the area. If you note the brown and green tiles on the outside, inside beautiful wooden interior, set on an old cobbled street. This is old Manchester.
It is old Manchester, and it
Yeah.
was one of the poorest areas when it was Little Island. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the crawl. We'll move on to another one another day. Bye bye.
Okay, bye.